स्वभावचिन्मयानन्दं कृपापूर्णं जगत्पतिं हरिषड्वर्गजेतारं नित्यानन्दगुरुं भजे.
If you see the Shiva Sutras, or if you see the way in which the Shiva Sutras is given, the sutra says Shiva was sitting and the Devi was there near him, but there was no two people. As long as there were two people, Shiva did not open the mouth. Only when he saw there was only one person, he started speaking. She is no more. She is relaxed into the Shiva space. Only then Shiva starts the Shiva Sutras. He says, now you are ready to listen the truth. And he gives you the same beautiful technique. While being caressed, sweet princess enter the caress as everlasting life. For this sutra, first thing you need to do is to create at least one honest relationship in your life. Somebody goes to a great saint, Ramanuja. Ramanuja is a great saint. According to me, the depth of Ramanuja, nobody has reached, including Shankara. The depth expressed by Ramanuja is something amazing, deeper than Shankara. Somebody goes to him and asks, Master, I want to achieve God. I want to have enlightenment. Can you teach me something? Ramanuja says, have you experienced love? Have you experienced a real love? Have you really lost yourself in love? The guy who came, the disciple, was shocked. He says, what are you talking? I am a celibate. I lived a pure life. I controlled myself. I am doing all spiritual practices. I came to you to realize God. But you are talking something else. I don't know what you are teaching me. Ramanuja says, if you have not even experienced ordinary love, forget about God, you can't experience. You can't experience God unless you experience the ordinary love, what you call as so-called ordinary love. You will not understand what happens when you are in love. Only when you understand what happens when you are in love with object, you will be able to turn your attention towards that experience. Instead of turning your energy towards the object, turn it towards the experience. Unless you experience that space, it is impossible to experience God. There will be nothing. You can't do anything. You can't even recollect. You can't even have the glimpse of divine experience unless you had some experience which is beyond your logical relationships, beyond your logical calculation. If you are calculating and smiling towards somebody, it is not relationship. Let it be clear. It is not relationship. You will be a pure beggar. If you are calculating and smiling, if you are there for some reason, you can't be in tune. You can't be in love. Beautifully, Ramanuja says, only a person who has experienced that can turn the attention towards the experience itself. turning your awareness to the experience itself will naturally turn you towards you. That love will lead you towards your being. Love can lead you to object or to the subject. It's a bridge. It can take you towards the object or towards the subject. Whoever used that gate to enter into the subject became enlightened. They liberated themselves and liberated other person. Whoever has used that gate to enter into the object, they have bound themselves and bound the object also. You start possessing and being possessed. And one more thing, whenever you possess, you bind yourself also. Whenever you are walking, holding your dog's rope, be very clear, you are also bound. Don't think only dog is bound. You are also bound. Don't think only dog cannot run away. You also can't run away. You are bound by the dog. You may be thinking you are holding the rope and walking. Dog may be thinking he is holding the rope and walking. And really we don't know who is holding who. How do you know? You don't know. With possessiveness, you are also caught. Not only the other person, you are also caught. And now, Shiva is saying, give importance to the experience, not to the object. And I tell you, when you never given importance to experience, constantly you will create suffering for subject and the object. Constantly you will torture the object. And you think the object is not right and you will try to change the object. The more you try to work on the object, or the more you try to change the object, the more suffering and the suffocation for subject. Instead, if you can use that beautiful space to turn yourself towards the subject, you will be liberated from the object. After that, even when you are with the object, you will not be bound by it. You will be just overflowing. And there is a beautiful commentary by a great master, Abhinavatirtha, for the Shiva Sutras. In his commentary he says, he calls that as Atmananda Deepika. Beautiful commentary, he says, just by this single technique, you can be in that same love 24 hours, because once you know how to turn the attention towards the experience instead of object, you can be in love 24 hours, because there is no need for object. You are liberated from object. You are liberated from the object. I tell you, that is the ultimate liberation. Liberation from the object is the ultimate liberation. That is the ultimate relationship. You will be radiating causelessly. You will be radiating the love which is causeless, which has no reason, which is just because you are here, you will be radiating. Just because you are, you radiate. There is no strings, there is no reason, there is nothing else. Just you are. I always tell people, unless you use the love towards me as a gate to enter into your subject, as a gate to take the jump towards the whole humanity, it is not going to help. The love towards the master is like a food. if you digest and become energetic, you will radiate that same energy in your life. And if you don't eat, naturally, you will not be helped by the food, and the food will start stinking. I am afraid of people who doesn't take the responsibility, just wanted me, means today or tomorrow they will be tired of me. You will be bored. Be very clear. If you are attached only to the object without turning yourself towards the subject, let you be very clear. You will feel bored even from the object. You will have boredom. How long you will be entertained? How long you can feel entertained? As long as things are brand new, you are entertained. But by and by, you will start feeling bored. By and by, you will start feeling tired. That is not going to help. I always tell people, whenever you start expressing this truth in your life, I will be behind you, because I know your love is eternal, which can never be touched. It has become part of your being. You have become love. Love for Krishna should do something in you through which you will just become love. Love for Shiva should do something in you so that you will just become love. It is not just love directed towards one person, to the whole humanity. Buddha says, I live in Sangha. Means, do not direct your attention to me. Direct it towards the subject so that it can spread on the whole world. If the object is removed, the whole world becomes object. You will never enter into suffering. You will never enter into suffering. Yesterday is the day of Radha's enlightenment. Radha became enlightened. Shiva's marriage anniversary, so many celebrations. Even in the Radha's enlightenment, there is a beautiful description of Rasa Leela. Rasa Leela means causeless relationship. Let you understand, now Shiva is describing the same thing which Krishna is expressing through Rasa Leela. Rasa Leela is not for the sake of money. Radha never brings money to Krishna, or Krishna never brings money to Radha, not even present or anything. I don't think the gift shop were available in those days. Let you all understand, you give presents and gifts because you can't give love. If you are really in love, your very body language will convince the other person you are in love. Because you can't do that. You bring something so that he will believe that you are loving him. You are in love. All gifts and presents are nothing but poor substitute for your love. It's a pure hypocrisy. Pure hypocrisy. All gifts, all presents, when I say all, I mean capital letter A-L-L. If you are wounded, if your ego is hurt, I apologize, but whatever I said is true. Let me be very clear. When you are really in love, something will be happening in you. You don't even have to tell the other person. The other person will feel in your body language. The other person will feel in your, just by your presence. There is no need to tell. When you are trying to tell, be very clear, there is something seriously wrong. There is something seriously wrong. And the Rasalila is the scene of causeless love, radiating for no reason. There is no reason. The Rasalila was misinterpreted by many people. And they were thinking that Krishna was having a relationship with so many people. Let it be very clear, Rasalila happened when Krishna was 8-year-old. He was just 8. It is nowhere related to physical relationship. It was a pure spiritual relationship, causeless. When he was 10, he left Vrindavan. He left Vrindavan. So at least 1 or 2 years earlier only Rasalila happened. He was hardly 8-year-old boy. Understand? It was just causeless overflowing. And Rasalila says, as long as Radha was attached to Krishna, she never experienced joy. Constantly she will swing, and she will have mood swings. She will have the possessiveness, all problems. The moment she started experiencing Krishna in all the gopis, that moment simply she became enlightened. So Rasalila says, each gopi had one Krishna. How is it possible? Surely not through cloning. Surely not through cloning. The story says each gopika had one Krishna. How can it be? It means every gopi started seeing the other person as Krishna. Every gopi has started seeing the other person as Krishna. The love is mature. As Shiva says, the whole attention was turned towards the experience itself, not towards the object. Not to the object. It was to the subject. When the whole attention is turned towards the subject, use love as the gate, as the door to the divine. Love becomes the way to your being. He describes as a beautiful technique. Shiva describes this as a beautiful technique. In this book, Shiva is trying to use every situation, everything which happens in your life. He is trying to help you to every situation to use as a door to the divine. When you are in love with some person or in God or with some art or painting, if you are a painter, be very clear, you are in love with the painting. If you are a dancer, be very clear, you are in love with the dancing. If you are doing something sincerely, for no reason, if you are painting and thinking about how to do gallery or where to display your paintings, be very clear, you are not in love with painting. You are in love with money. If you are dancing and calculating what I will get after I finish this dance, or how can I do something else, be very clear, you are not in love with the dancing. You are in love with money. If you are completely in love with dancing, in love with painting, in love with life, try to use that opportunity to enter into the subject. Next time, when you are really in love with somebody, maybe your father, maybe your mother, maybe your husband, may not be. Very difficult. Maybe some God, maybe some guru. When you are open, when you don't have the calculation, when you don't have the insecure feeling, relax and be yourself. Turn your whole attention to the experience which you are experiencing. Just sit with yourself. Shiva is giving you different techniques to enter into the divine. He is using your whole life, every every single situation he is using as the door to jump into the divine. It's the door to jump into the subject. It's the door to jump into yourself.